Now we're finding out the volume of some shapes. The idea is to find out the number of little cubes of centimetre cubes that would fit inside a shape, or metre cubes if it was bigger. And there's a formula for doing it. This shape's a prism. A prism is a shape which has got regular cross sections through it. If you were to cut this shape anywhere through it, you would have a triangular cross section. So a sort of a base and then straight sides that come up from the base. And the formula for a prism, volume is equal to the area of the base times its height. Now this has got a base triangle, and this is going to be its height. So the triangle, the area of the triangle is half base times height, half its base times height, so it'll be half 3.2 times 2.8. And I've got to multiply the whole thing by the height of the prism times 4.7. Now I've done this beforehand, and it works out to be 21.056 centimetres cubed for a volume. Now I've got a ball or a sphere here, and the formula for the volume of a sphere is V equals 4/3 times pi times radius cubed. So 4/3 times 3.142 times the radius cubed, so it's 1.6 times 1.6 times 1.6. You can check me on your calculations on this. I'll make it equal to 17.159. And lastly, we've got a cylinder. Now a cylinder is really a special case of a prism, because it's got a circular base and sides that come straight up from it. It's got circular cross sections all the way through it. So a formula for its volume is going to be its area of its base times its height. But the cylinder has got a circular base, so that's pi r squared is the area of its base times its height. So we've got 3.142 times the radius is 2.8 squared, times it by itself, times a height of 4.1. Do all the multiplications. This works out to be, by the time you've rounded it up, 101.00 centimetres squared. Centimetres cubed for a volume. Oh, and I forgot to put in my units here. Make sure they're always units cubed when you're talking about a volume. I'm going to pause because we've got some questions over on the next page. And the question asks us to work out the volume of a honey cell, a honeycomb cell, and we've got the dimensions of it here. Now to do that, it's a prism, so its volume can be worked out using the formula volume equals area of base times height. Now the area of the base, or the shape of the base, is this hexagon. We don't know too much information about it. So to work out the area of a hexagon, it's not one of the ones we've normally got formulas for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide it up into shapes. And I think if I'll just connect these lines through here so that you can see that this hexagon is actually made up of 6 equilateral triangles. And if it's 0.8 is the distance all the way across there, I guess these equilateral triangles are going to be of size 0.4 of a centimetre all the way around. The other thing that I know about equilateral triangles is their angles in them are all equal, and they're all equal to 60 degrees. Let's just have a look at this triangle here out, and I'm going to put him up here and just draw him a little bit bigger so that we can work on him easily. 60 degrees and 0.4, 0.4. We've got a formula which will work out the area of a triangle if you know two sides and the angle between them. So the area of a triangle is equal to, and it goes like this, half AB times the sine of angle C. Can you remember that one? A and B are two sides, and C is the angle in between them. So it's a half times 0.4 times 0.4 times the sine of 60 degrees. Now you can check this on your calculator, but I've done it beforehand and it worked out to be 0.06928 centimetres squared for the area of this little triangle. But the hexagon, the hexagonal end shape, has got an area which is made up of 6 of those. So we could put area hexagon is equal to 6 times that. And on your calculator, that will work out to be 0.41569 centimetres squared. So that's worked out the area of the hexagonal base of the prism. The volume of a prism is equal to the area of the base times its height. So this is its height if we were to tip it over and stand it on its base, wouldn't it? So that means the volume of the honey cell is equal to the area of the base times its height, so it equals 0.41569 is the area of the base, and the height is 1.3. All up, volume works out to be 0.540 centimetres cubed for a volume.